Jake, so we've helped a lot of people, as you know, with disabilities, both mental, physical disabilities. Are you still seeing a lot of those disability discrimination issues in the workplace still?
I'm going to say yes, Annie. A bit of a story. I have a disability myself. I'm a diabetic now for about 10 odd years, and it's been very hard to manage, but slowly we're on top of it, and I'll explain how I got on top of that. But do I see discrimination within the workplace? I'm now seeing a lot more discrimination when people are injured at work. They get injured, could be a physical injury, and there was a recent call we took only days ago when an individual was going to return back to work, and she had physical injuries and she was on suitable light duties, and the employer's words were, "We don't have that." And she found that very difficult to comprehend. I've also seen a lot of discrimination. There was a very interesting case we did with someone who had a very acute disability. It was for cerebral palsy, etc. We've done one for an individual with lymphedema, etc. We've done a case for endometriosis, and it's not difficult. It's so hard when you've got disabilities. Your employer, they've got an obligation to make reasonable adjustments as such. Some employers do, I have to give that credit, but some employers don't. But more, I think a lot of employers, not that they don't understand the disability. They don't sit down and say, "Tell us about your mental health. Tell us about your ADHD. Tell us about your dyslexia. Tell us about your diabetes. Tell us about your cancer," etc. Because you need significant time off, Annie, right, to get on top of that. There was a very interesting case we did for cancer, and they needed time off, and the employer was, "Oh, no." And again, that's the issue of that corporation trying to maximise, their revenue streams. But you've got to make those reasonable adjustments. You've got to care for them. It's very hard to care for others, Annie, who've got a disability.
Yeah.
So, there is a lot going on out there, Annie, as such.
So an open conversation in workplaces can be an important way to deal with this. Is that right, Jake?
I do see a lot of government entities are very good at this. People that have got certain disabilities, a lot of the government sector, from local, state to federal, are very good at managing it. Some, etc. In the private sphere, we can improve, but like I said, if you've suffered discrimination as such, lately there's been a lot of cases coming through about mental health, etc. There was one even I took this morning before we came on board. It was in Queensland, and she explained about the mental health and the ADHD. And the simple words were the employer didn't understand it, or they didn't go deep enough to understand it and to make those adjustments. I still haven't met the perfect human being. We've all got little dilemmas. But we, in the workplace, should at least be respectful, understand what's going on, and mainly don't hurt them. Not discriminate, don't hurt them when they've got a disability. Work with them.
Yeah. So still a long way to go. Thanks very much, Jake.
Thanks, Annie.